Dear student, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we were discussing about the new topic named as gravitation. In that topic, we discussed about the what is gravitation by using the Newton's laws of the motion, as well as we discussed about the universal law of gravitation. That is nothing but the magnitude of the force which is applicable on the object is directly proportional to the masses of product of their masses, and it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So together we write down it as F is equal to G in the bracket m into m divided by d square. So this is the formula to calculate the magnitude of the force or magnitude of the gravitation force which is acting in between two objects, in between two bodies. One body has the mass of m, another body has the mass of small m. So where here the F is what? It is the magnitude of the force. It is the magnitude of the gravitational force. It is magnitude of the gravitational force. And what is m here? It is m and m are the masses of each body. Masses of body 1 and 2. Masses of body 1 and body 2. That is nothing but object 1 and object 2. Whereas d is the distance between both the objects. It is the distance between both the objects. Distance between the objects. And where is g is? It is the universal gravitation constant. It is universal gravitation constant. Gravitation constant. Universal gravitation constant. Where g is the universal gravitation constant, and its value is 6.673. Its value is 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 units. 10 raised to minus 11 units. G. The value of G which we are using, its value is 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 units. So it is calculated by the scientist named as Henry Cavendish. It is calculated by the scientist named as Henry Cavendish. The value of the G, that is nothing but universal constant, that is nothing but 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 units, is calculated by the scientist named as Henry Cavendish. And so whatever the value which is G is equal to 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 units, it is not going to change anywhere. The value of that gravitational force is going to remain same. This thing, that is nothing but universal constant. So what will be the SI unit of the universal constant, that is nothing but G? So to calculate that SI unit of the universal constant G, we have to take out the equation. We have to rewrite this equation. So how we are going to rewrite the equation? We have to calculate the G value. So it will be multiplication and it will be division. So whatever the division which is present here in the RHS side, when it moves to the LHS side, it will become what? It will become multiplication. In the same manner, whatever the multiplication here which is present here, when it goes to the LHS side, it will become what? It will become division. So Z is equal to what? Already F is there in the same place. F into D is going in the LHS side. So it will become what? It will become multiplication. So it will become D square divided by this M into M which is in multiplication with the G. So it will become division. So capital M into small m. Right. So G is equal to, what is the SI unit of the force? What is the SI unit of the force? That is nothing but kg meter per second square. Together we call it as Newton. So force SI unit is Newton. Right. Into what is the SI unit of the D? That is nothing but distance. The SI unit of the distance is meter. So here it will be meter raised to it square, so that it will become meter square. It will become meter square. So what is the SI unit of the mass? Mass SI unit is kg. So it will be kg into how many bodies are there? Two bodies. If one body has the mass of kg, SI unit of the kg, another body is also going to have the mass and its SI is also kg. So it will become also kg. Right? That equal to Newton into meter square. How you are going to write it as meter square? Newton meter square divided by kg into kg. It will become kg square. So it will be kg square. So the SI unit of the universal gravitation constant is nothing but what? Newton meter square per kg square. Newton meter square per kg square, or you can write it as Newton meter square kg square. Newton meter square per kg square, where minus value is nothing but it denotes it is division per. Therefore, Newton meter square per kg square, it is the SI unit of the universal law or universal gravitational constant. So we can write the value of G as G is equal to 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Newton meter square per kg square. So this is the value of the universal gravitation constant. Right, and this is the universal law of gravitation, that is nothing but F equal to G into M divided by D square. Right, I hope this is clear about the universal constant as well as about the universal law of gravitation. Now we are going to discuss some important points which are related to the universal law of gravitation. So let us take it as nodes. So the first point here. F is directly proportional to the M into M. Since it is constant, it doesn't have any effect on the gravitational force. That is nothing but magnitude of the force. So if you check here, F is directly proportional to M into M. F is directly proportional to M into M. So what does it mean? It means that directly proportional. It means that if the masses of the objects are going to increase, if the masses of the object, if the mass of the object, both the object is higher, then the magnitude of the force which is acting on the both the objects will be higher. It will be higher. If anything which comes in the directly proportionality, that is nothing but if this increase, this is also going to increase. So that we can say that if the masses of the objects, or if the masses of the object, or you can say that the product of the masses, or we can say that the product of the masses, product of the masses increases, product of the masses increases, the magnitude of the gravitation force, the magnitude of the gravitation force is also increases. The magnitude of the gravitation force is also increases. So if you consider here, two objects are there. One having 2 kg weight, another having 1 kg weight. One having 2 kg weight, another having 1 kg weight. So what will be the product here? It will be 2 only. Another objects are there, another two objects are there. One is having 2 kg weight, another is also having 2 kg weight. So in this case, which of these objects, let this be the AB object and this will be the CD object. From these two cases, which one has the highest magnitude force? Highest magnitude of the force of the gravitation. Since the weight, the product of the weights of this object, that is nothing but it is equal to 4, and here it is equal to 2. If the product of the masses of this object is high, this C and D object is high, then the magnitude of the force which is acting on these objects will be higher one. So we have to check like this. If the product of these things are going to increase, then the magnitude of the force is also going to increase. If heavier objects are there, the force will be more. If lighter objects are there, the force will be very less. It will be very less. Alright. For that reason, F is directly proportional to the product of the masses. So in general, if you want to take it as F increases as m into m increases. F increases as m into m increases. In the short form, you want to remember those things like this, you can write it as F increases, that is nothing but gravitational force increases, as m into m increases. Right. Next we have the second point, that is nothing but inverse square. Inverse square. That is nothing but we have that f is inversely proportional to 1 by d square. F is inversely proportional to the 1 by d square. Where d is the distance, we already know that. Where d is the distance between two objects. So what do you mean by inverse square? What do you mean by inverse square? Let A body, that is nothing but A and B bodies are there and they are apart from d distance or 2 distance. 2 meters. 2 meters. Now both the objects are again move away from each other. So the distance will become A and B. It will be 3 meters now. It will equal to 3 meters now. So the magnitude of the force is going to decrease. Is going to decrease by the square or by the square of this thing. So if you check here, first directly take this one. Not this one. I am going to tell this thing afterwards after telling the points. So inverse square, what is the inverse square? First take this thing. F is inversely proportional to the d square. That is nothing but as distance between the two objects. As distance between the two objects. Objects increases, the magnitude of the force is also going to decrease. The magnitude of the gravitation force decreases as d increases, F decreases. Inverse law, that is nothing but inverse. If it is inversely proportional, as this d increases, this F decreases. If d decreases, F is also going to increase. So again we have calculated as vice versa. The distance goes on increasing, the magnitude of the force goes on decreasing. If the distance goes on decreasing, the magnitude of the force is going on to increase. So let this example again. Don't take it as 3 meters, take it as 2 meters, 4 meters. 4 meters. So I am going to state this statement. Whatever we are given here, F is directly proportional to or inversely proportional to d square. But taking this example, I am going to explain that thing. So initially the length between the distance between A and B is equal to how much? It is equal to 2 meters, right? Now what is happening here? The distance between A and B is equal to become 4 meters. So the distance is becoming double. Distance in between A and B objects becomes double. So initially it is d only. Now what happens here? It becomes 2d. It becomes 2d. Therefore, the difference of the distance is 2d. Therefore, the magnitude of the force, that is inversely proportional to the d square, will be equal to what? It will be 1 by, what is the new distance here? It is 2d. It is 2d. It will become 2d square, since it is inversely proportional to the square. So it is equal to what? It will be F is equal to 1 divided by, what is the square of 2? It will be equal to 4d square. 4d square. Since F is directly proportional to 1 divided by 4 into d square. So therefore this is equal to, we already have the 4. What is the value of 1 by d square? It is the F only. So which can be written as F is directly proportional to 1 by 4F. F is directly proportional to the 1 by 4F. If you check here, if the distance is increased by 2 times, the magnitude of the force is reducing by 4 times. The magnitude of the force is reducing by the 4 times. Since the distance between the two objects is increased by 2 times, the magnitude of the force is decreasing by the 4 times. In the same manner, if we increase the magnitude of the distance to 3 times, then the magnitude of the force is going to decrease by 9 times. It is going to be decreased by the 9 times. 9 times. Right? In this manner, the inverse square law works. That is nothing but if the distance is increased by 2 times, the magnitude of the force is going to decrease. But how many times? The square of the distance. That is nothing but if it is increasing by 2 times, the square of the distance will become 4 times. So the 4 times the magnitude of the force is going to decrease. So the F is going to become F by 4. Like this inverse square law works. Right, I hope this is clear. If the product is increased, force is going to decrease. If the distance is increased by 2 times or 3 times, in the square manner of that square at that time up to that times, the magnitude of the force is going to decrease. So this is about the inverse square. Now what do you mean by universal law of gravitation? Why we are stating it as universal law of gravitation? It is not why we are not stating that it is the law of gravitation. So universal law of gravitation means this law is applicable for each and every body which is present in the universe, If we take the space particles, this law is going to applicable. If we take the sun, stars, if we take the planets, if we take the satellites, each and every case is going to govern by this law only. For that reason, every body comes, every object which has the mass is going to come in this law. For that reason, we are taking it as universal law of gravitation. We are taking this as a universal law of gravitation. I hope this is clear. So next, I am going to solve a numerical which is given in your textbook, so that we should understand further about the how does the gravitation works and what will be the magnitude of the force which is occurring in the gravitation. So here is a question which is given in your textbook that the mass of the earth is 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg, and that of the mass of the moon is 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 kg. If the distance between the earth and the moon is 3.84 into 10 raised to 5 kilometers, calculate the force exerted by the earth on the moon. Force exerted by the earth on the moon. So in your textbook it is given. So if you take here, the mass of the earth is given as 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. So this is the earth and this is the moon. So the earth is having the mass of 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. Is it right? Given like that only? Right, 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. And the moon is having a mass of 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 kg. Right, we already know that by the universal law of gravitation, two objects are having the mass, they are going to attract each other. They are going to attract each other by a force. So it has the highest mass, for that reason it is going to attract this moon. So there is a force of attraction will be present in between them. And they are given the distance between the earth and moon is 3.84. The distance between the earth and moon is 3.84 into 10 raised to 5 kilometers. Into 10 raised to 5 kilometers. What you have to calculate? We have to calculate the magnitude of the force exerted by the earth on the moon. We have to calculate the magnitude of the force which is exerted by the earth on the moon. So this is the earth and this is the moon. So we have to calculate the F here. So for that reason, what we have to write here? We have to write the first given data. So whatever is given here, they are given the mass of the earth is given. Mass of the earth is given, as well as they are given the mass of the moon. And they are also given the distance between the earth and the moon. As well as what they are given the universal law constant. So universal gravitation constant. That is nothing but G. They are given the value of G also. So by using that value, we are going to find out the force force exerted by the earth on the moon. Right. So first write down the given data. First given is mass of the earth. Mass of the earth. that is nothing but let this be capital M, that is equal to 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg. It is very very high. Next, mass of the moon. Mass of the moon, which is equal to small m, which is equal to 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 kg. 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 kg. Right. Next, what they are given? They are given the distance between the Earth and Moon. So, distance between the Earth and Moon. Earth and Moon. That is nothing but small d, which is equal to how much? Which is given as 3.84 into 10 raised to 5. 3.84 into 10 raised to 5 kilometers. 3.84 into 10 raised to 5 kilometers. Since we already know that distance should be in meters only. Distance should be meters only. In case of motion, in case of force, and in case of force, we should take that distance into meters. If you check there in the problem statement, the distance is given as kilometers. So we have to convert that kilometer into the meters. We have to convert that kilometers into the meters. So we already know that 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters? It is equal to 10 raised to 1000 meters. So which can be given as, which can be written as 1 kilometer equal to 10 raised to 3 meters. So 10 cube is equal to how much? It is equal to 1000 only. So that we can write 1 kilometer equal to 10 raised to 3 meters. Right. So then it will become on. It will be, that's why I am going to write d equal to 3.84 into 10 raised to 5 into 10 raised to 3 meters. Into 10 raised to 5 into 10 raised to 3 meters. So which is equal to 3.84 into 10 raised to 8 meters. Into 10 raised to 8 meters. Right. Why 10 raised to 8 meters? If you remember in the math, we have some identity formulas, that is nothing but a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. Another formula we have, that is nothing but a raised to m divided by a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. Right, we have two formulas. Right, we have 7 formulas. In total we have 7 formulas, but we require 2 formulas here. So that a raised to m into a raised to n will become a raised to m plus n. For that reason, 10 raised to 5 into 10 raised to 3, that is a are same. For that reason, 10 raised to 5 plus 10 raised to 3 is equal to how much? It is equal to 10 raised to 8 meters. And we can take it as 5 plus 3. So it will be equal to 3.8 into 10 raised to 8 meters. Right. So next, the distance is given. Again, they are given the g value, that is equal to g equal to 6.674 into 10 raised to minus 11. That is nothing but Newton kg square or Newton meter square per kg square. Newton meter square per kg square. Right. Therefore, you can directly calculate, or you are going to calculate by using the SI units. So therefore, we know that what is the formula for the F to calculate the magnitude of the F? By the universal law of gravitation. By the universal law of gravitation. By the universal law of gravitation, F is equal to G in the bracket capital M small m divided by d square. This is the formula we have. Now put all the values. Therefore, F is equal to, what is the value of G here? G, which is given as, here it is 6.674 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square into, what is the value of M here? M, which is given as how much? That is capital M, 6 into 10 raised to 24. 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg into, what is the small m here? It is equal to 3.84, sorry, 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 kg. 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 kg. whole divided by, what is the value of D here? It is equal to 3.84 into 10 raised to, which is written as 10 raised to 8, so that it will become 10 raised to 8 SI unit meter for brigade square. Right, it can be given as 6.674 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square into 6 into 10 raised to 24 into 7.4 into 10 raised to 22 into kg it will become kg square, whole divided by 3.84 square will become how much? It will be 3.84 into 3.84 into 10 raised to 8 square is equal to how much? We have another formula that is nothing but a raised to m raised to n is equal to a raised to m into n, a raised to m raised to m into n, so that if we take an here 10 raised to 8 raised to 2, it will become what? It will become 10 raised to 8 raised to 2 is equal to 10 raised to 8 into 2, it will become 10 raised to 16. It will become what? It will become 10 raised to 16. Therefore, it will become 10 raised to 16 meter square. So meter square get cancelled. Kg square get cancelled. What remains there? It only remain with the Newton. So we already know that the force SI unit is Newton. So we are getting the Newton. Right. Therefore 3.84 7.4 divided by 3.84, calculate that value. It's a very very high value. You have to calculate, you have to multiply those things. For that reason, I'm going to take this as same as 674 into, I'm going to take all the values one side. Those nothing but this thing I'm going to leave that thing, I am going to take the values only. So it will be into 6, it will be equal to into 7.4 into 10 raised to minus 11 into 10 raised to 24 into 10 raised to 22 whole divided by 3.84 into 3.84 into 10 raised to 16. So 6.674 into 6 into 7.4 divided by 3.84 into 3.84 is into, by using that formula only, a raised to m into a raised to n, again by using the formula a raised to m minus m divided by n. So it will become what? It will be 10 raised to minus 11. It is multiplication, so that it will become plus 24. It is also multiplication, it is going to become plus 22. Here it is division, 10 raised to 16 is division. For that reason, denominator section, when it comes to the numerator section, it will become minus. So it will be 10 raised to minus 16. So it will be minus 16. That equal to, if we together take the value, if you divide it, we are going to get the value of 2.01. We are going to getting the 2.01 as the value. If we divide the whole thing, this whole thing, leaving this thing. So next we have to calculate the value of here. This value, it is equal to 10 into minus 7 minus 16 is equal to how much? It will be equal to minus 27. And 24 plus 22 is equal to how much? It will be equal to 46. Right? It will be equal to 46. Therefore, 46 minus 27, it will be equal to 10 raised to 19. It will be equal to 10 raised to 19. Right? So, this will be equal to 20.01. It will be equal to 20.1 into 10 raised to 19, which can be given as 2.01 into 10 raised to 20 newtons. Right. Therefore, at last F is equal to how much? It is equal to 2.01 into 10 raised to 20 newtons. 2.01 into 10 raised to 20 newtons. Calculate this value. I'm not going to calculate here. Just do the mathematics here. Division, multiplication, division, do that thing and directly calculate the value. It's going to come as F equal to 2.01 into 10 raised to 20 newtons. Therefore, the